Hi, this is Pat Moorhead, and the 6.5 is live in Barcelona, Spain. We're in the Marvell technology booth here. Daniel, I don't know about you, but the energy is up this year. We're not wearing masks. I mean, there has to be more people at the show. What do you think?
It's feeling like there's a lot of energy. The floor is full. And by the way, it's not even open yet. We are early ahead of the show. And by the way, as I was marching in to the Gran Fira, I believe they call it here, you could just see the line was forming. People are coming in. The energy's everywhere. And this is a huge show every single year, Pat. And I'm glad that it's feeling more normal again.
Well, it is amazing how even the show has transformed. 10 years ago, it seemed to be like a show of devices. And now it really is about the transformation of carriers, about enterprise networks, and that just happens to be one of our topics today. Let's introduce our guests here.
Absolutely, let's do it.
Ari and Raghib, how are you doing?
Good. Good morning.
Congratulations on your big tie-up yesterday. Dan and I were in the audience cheering all of you on. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you were there at the Nokia event, and the minute they talked about the Anywhere the RAN product, we're like, that's Marvell.
I know. We literally we were like, that's Marvell.
By the way,
right?
the Nokia, the new logo, the AnyRAN logo, sitting right behind Raghib and Ari's head back there. So let's get started, Raghib. Talk a little bit about the big announcements you're going to make here at NWDC.
Yeah, so we announced the OCTEON Fusion 10 family, which is a part of OCTEON 10 family 5 nanometer product. This is the product which is optimized for power, performance, and latency. This product has a specialized hardware acceleration for L1 processing, as well as L2 processing and radio processing. So the same product goes into the traditional RAN DU, as well as vRAN, as well as radio. With a combination of OCTEON 10 and OCTEON Fusion family, we can serve all the needs of 5G. Dell and Samsung has announced adopting this solution, as well as the same technology goes into Nokia ReefShark solution as well.
And it's no coincidence that Ari, you're sitting here too. You had a couple big announcements related yesterday as well.
Yeah, the new brand, but okay, let's not go there. AnyRAN, that's the topic of today, really. And we have a great partnership here with Marvell on that one. Like as you said, we have the L1 acceleration. We have developed together the ReefShark L1 SoC for that one. And then we have the other partners, the web scalers, the server makers, Google Cloud, AWS, Microsoft Azure, HPE, Dell, IBM. So we really want to make AnyRAN, the Cloud RAN, as we now know it as AnyRAN, to work with everybody's solution. That's where the name comes from.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of Nokia events, and it was really a breakthrough one. And one of y'all were going through these specifications, and the 1.2 terabit, and I was like, for sure, I know where that's coming from. But it seems like the two of you have a really solid collaboration. You have your organic innovation. Marvell is helping in a lot of different ways, whether it's ReefShark or some of the new technologies you have.
Absolutely, yeah. That's like a long-term partnership we have, and this the newest thing.
So Raghib, Marvell's strategy really revolves around optimization. You've been focusing a lot on, trying to drive, cloud optimized silicon. Talk a little bit about how all the announcements here relate to what, that part of your strategy.
So yeah, definitely, that's a very good question. So Marvell has always had a strategy to bring the optimized solution to the market. And one of the key component of that is to provide a solution which is addressing the performance need with the growing data infrastructure, and bringing that within the power envelope and with the efficiency, as well as the latency is needed, right? And this is where this product that we announced is servicing the similar optimized solution for 5G network, just like we have optimized solution for cloud and other infrastructure. Now, this strategy of Marvell, we adapted, keeping in mind that the industry needs more solution which is optimized using hardware acceleration. You can do the same thing with a brute force by doing in a software, but in reality, you can get the performance and the power efficiency. And that is why we believe in optimized solution. And this is where we also work closely with Nokia to bring optimized solution for any RAN. So that's our overall strategy.
And maybe we can talk some specifics. And I mean, ever since the first processor came out, pretty much people knew, hey, you to get the most optimal performance per watt in any function, there is some burden that you do put on the software. But if you're looking for 50, 80% whatever acceleration, it's worth it, particularly now since the decline of Moore's law. And I give Marvell a lot of credit for that. It took years and years. An acquisition may have been involved in that as well. But let's talk specific, Ari. How does this accelerated computing or optimized computing help out in the RAN?
We cannot make it commercially viable without it.
Okay, that's very specific. Thank you.
That's how serious it is. I mean, it's just I couldn't sell Cloud RAN without acceleration.
So it just wouldn't be able to do what it needed to do in the form factor and power.
The power consumption would be too much. We would not be able to support enough number of cells, number of subscribers per kind of competitive amount of hardware.
Right.
It just doesn't work without it.
Yeah.
And one of the thing I would like to add, one of the key feature is to bring feature parity from traditional RAN to the vRAN, right? And that is an angle which is keeping in the power envelope. It is almost impossible to get the performance or all those features with in the same power envelope solution. And this is where I believe where Nokia AnyRAN actually is demonstrating the feature parity between both solutions.
Yeah, fundamentally important. Feature parity and performance parity, because we have now the same chip in the bare metal as we have in the AnyRAN.
Well, that's hard to do because anything that's virtual, you would think is less performant or less efficient than non-virtualized. But the two of you together have been able to kind of pull off something that's super hard to do.
Yeah.
I think that should be the prerequisite. You do not want to give up on your feature or performance just because you want operational ease of operation and management, right? So that is where we focus to bring this optimized solution with hardware acceleration to get the feature parity and the performance.
So let's double click a little bit on that. Obviously we've talked quite a bit about the Nokia and Marvell partnership and Marvell's sort of strategy to advance the Open RAN. Dig into that a little bit more. How is Marvell philosophically working to drive that with Nokia, but beyond, and just overall be a bigger contributor to the advancing Open RAN?
Yeah, so the promise of Open RAN is that the solutions are available, where operators can have a flexibility of virtualized solution as well as the overall feature parity and so on. So of course we are partnering with Nokia through their AnyRAN program to bring that solution, but we are also enabling together a broader ecosystem as well. As I said earlier, we partner with Dell, and then of course Nokia also partner with Dell and HP and IBM. So we are working with all OEM. In addition, we are working with software partners. So in this show, we announced partnership with Wind River, with Red Hat, with VMware to bring their platform solution for the server on the server side for this solution, right? And then of course, for the broader overall ecosystem, we also announced a partnership with ADI.
Ari, any comments? It does say it is AnyRAN.
Yeah, I mean,
so,
the answer was so perfect. I really don't want to add too much on the AnyRAN side of things there. I mean, exactly. We build the partnerships, we create the openness with the partnerships, and that's all about the AnyRAN. But then ORAN is a little bit bigger than that, so it also has the new elements like the RAN intelligent controller, opening the front hall. We work with our customers like Docomo on that front as well. But AnyRAN really is now opening it to the broader ecosystem of the players we discussed.
So Raghib, this next question is for you. I mean, one of the promises about OpenRAN is there would be more players, more OEMs, more ODMs, really driven by governments, I think. What is that? Is that actually happening? Expecting to happen more?
So I would say we will see more and more activity in the side because it's more of a long-term play. So of course, while industry has focus on we want to get this thing done,
Yeah.
but keep in mind these, especially on the software side, it takes a long time to develop all the features which is needed for us to, for us it's easy to pick up the phone and make a call, but
Right.
Ari can explain you what all goes behind the scene to make it happen. So having a stable software will take time, but in the meantime, you will see more and more activities, more OEMs and ODM will bring hardware solution, and then you'll see solutions coming from OEMs like Nokia and others to drive this. In my mind, it's gonna take some time. Everybody wants things to be done overnight, but any technology transition takes a long time, especially in the carrier network sector.
Sure.
So I'm staring down the hall and I'm looking at Google and so we're here at MWC and you think mobile world, what's Google doing here? Google Cloud, right? Google, but obviously we keep hearing more and more about the big public cloud companies and then the technology providers that are helping build on public cloud backbones. How is 5G and public cloud sort of, what's the tie up there? Because we're hearing more about it, Ari.
It's very much around the VCU. So any RAN has two components, the VDU and the VCU. The VCU being not so delay critical, we can have it on the edge cloud data servers as the Google Cloud, for instance. VDU, we need to have it closer to the radio, maximum 10 kilometers away from the radio.
Yeah.
Doesn't really work with the edge cloud data centers of these guys. Then we typically put that one on the base station side. But the VCU, we can put it in the Google Cloud.
So at the application level, of course, Ari explained you what is at the hardware level, but
Right.
if you abstract it out, these cloud have to expand into what is called edge cloud and get as close to the end use application, right? So that cannot happen only by the wired network. So the 5G and then of course going into 6G, the huge part of the networking has to be wireless network. So now cloud guys, their focus is to provide application services to their end customers. And without having ability to expand into the wireless network, they cannot provide that service.
That's right.
And that is why they are very much motivated to have this capability. Now, of course, their business is not to sell, the mobile network. In other words, they will not replace the cellular phone companies. Their target is to have the platform where they can offer the services on top of that platform. That's why they will partner mainly with the OEMs and other service providers like Nokia and others to have that capability and then provide solution on top of that.
Yeah, it is an interesting model when you have, and I got pre-briefed by the big North American cloud folks, and they were all talking about exactly that. They see the opportunity there, but also I think we've arrived at a place where there's value from cloud, there's value from companies like Nokia, and of course Marvell. All three companies can win, and it took us probably a decade to get here, right?
Almost, yeah.
Where there were these wild ideas of certain companies taking over certain spots, but I think we've arrived at who does what best, and people are finally doing that. Gentlemen, I really want to thank you for coming on the show. Probably sit here another 25 minutes to do that, but you guys have meetings and customers to talk to, but I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you
My
for having
pleasure.
me. Thank
And
you
we
so
did
much.
talk about AWS Marvell tie-up on our show just this week, didn't we?
I know.
We sure did.
Exactly.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining us here in the Marvell booth at MWC 2023 in Barcelona. For Patrick Moorhead, for myself, we really appreciate you tuning in. Hit that subscribe button. Check out all the videos that we're going to do here on the show floor, in the booth, on the road, and of course, all of our other shows. I promise you they're worth watching. But for this one, it's time to say goodbye. Have a great show, everyone. We'll see you later.